Welcome back. It's a pleasure to have you here. A controversial article and social media post have reignited debates about Nigerian worsening security crisis and the growing fears that international attention may soon shift from the Middle East to West Africa. The discussion was triggered by American Christian cleric and African Arise International founder Mike Arnold.
Nigeria, the sixth largest nation on earth, on track to be the third largest by 2050. Top 5 OPEC, $1 trillion in minerals, a cultural powerhouse. Nigerians are among the most educated and wealthy in the United States, and they do it with integrity, sharing the values that made America great. Last year, General Michael Langley, AFRICOM, declared the region anchored by northern Nigeria as the epicenter of global terror. ISIS, Al-Qaeda, others call it home. Their stated ambition, full Sharia across Nigeria, and then a global jihad launch pad.
Who posted a brief but explosive message on social media following reports of a peace agreement between the United States, Israel, and Iran. In the post, Arnold declared that the Iran conflict was effectively over and suggested that Nigeria could become the next focus of international concern. Within hours, the statement generated thousands of reactions and sparked intense debate among Nigerians and international observers. The comments comes at a time when concerns about terrorism, banditry, kidnappings, and violent extremism continue to dominate conversations about Nigeria's future. While some dismiss Arnold's statements as political rhetoric, others viewed it as a reflection of growing international anxiety over the deteriorating security situation in parts of the country. The article, written by veterinarian columnist Okerome Nnanna, takes that conversation much further. It argues that the military campaign against Iran has weakened one of the world's most influential sponsors of militant groups and raises questions about what the outcome could mean for regions facing terrorist threats, including Nigeria. According to the writer, the conflict between Iran on one side and the United States and Israel on the other has dramatically altered the geopolitical landscape. He argued that Iran's military capabilities, regional influence, and support networks have been severely disregarded following months of intense military operations. The article claims that Iran's strategic infrastructure, military leadership, and regional promising networks have suffered significant losses, leaving the country in a weakened position. While reports of a possible peace agreement have emerged, the writer insists that any lasting settlement must address the root causes of instability. He argues that allowing Iran's current power structure to remain unchanged could simply postpone future conflicts rather than prevent them. According to the article, genuine peace requires long-term solutions rather than temporary arrangements. However, it is the section focusing on Nigeria that has attracted the most attention. The writer alleged that extremist groups operating within Nigeria have benefited from external ideological and financial support and argues that the international community should pay closer attention to the country's growing security challenges. He points to the continued activities of terrorist groups, armed bandits, kidnappers, and criminal networks operating across various regions of the country. According to the article, insecurity is no longer confined in a traditional conflict zones in the South North and Southwest. The threat, the writer argues, is spreading into other regions, creating new concerns for communities that were previously considered relatively secure. Recent security reports appear to support concerns about the scale of the challenge. Military operations conducted across several states continue to uncover weapons, stockpiles, terrorist camps, kidnapping networks, and criminal hideouts. Security forces have intensified offensive against insurgents, rescued hundreds of kidnapped victims, and arrested numerous suspected collaborators. Despite these efforts, Attacks continue to occur in different parts of the country. The article also criticizes what it describes as the inability of Nigerian authorities to completely neutralize the threats. It suggests that security forces are facing complex challenges that require stronger intelligence gathering, improved coordination, and greater political will. Perhaps the most controversial aspect of the article is the suggestion that international partners such as the United States and Israel may eventually become more directly involved in helping Nigeria confront extremist threats. The writer argues that instability in Nigeria has implications far beyond the country's borders. With Nigeria serving as Africa's most populous nation and one of its largest economies, any major security breakdown could have serious consequences for the entire West African region. Supporters of these arguments believe that the global community cannot afford to ignore Nigeria's security situation. They warn that prolonged instability could fuel migration crisis, economic disruption, and the expansion of extremist networks throughout the region. Critics, however, argue that Nigeria's challenges must primarily be solved by Nigerians themselves. They caution against relying on foreign intervention and insist that lasting solutions require stronger institutions, effective governance, economic opportunities, and community-based approaches to security. The debate highlights a growing concern among many Nigerians whether the country is receiving sufficient attention from both domestic leaders and international partners as security threats evolve. While military operations have produced important successes, many communities continue to live under the fear of attacks, abductions, and violent crime. The bigger question now is not whether Nigeria will become the next international security concern, but whether decisive action can prevent the country from reaching that point. The warning contained in the article reflects a broader anxiety that security challenges left unresolved today may become much larger crises tomorrow. As discussions continue, Nigerians are left with a critical question. Can the country defeat terrorism, banditry, and violent extremism through its current strategy? Or will stronger measures be needed to secure lasting peace and stability? Share your thoughts in the comments. Do you believe Nigeria's security crisis is receiving the attention it deserves, or are warning signs being ignored until it's too late? I'm Chidera Esom. Bye for now.